Amanda here from Fun Hands-On Learning. We are in a series of videos talking all about hands-on grammar. All of these activities that I've been showing in the videos come from the Best Starts for Language Arts bundle, which is on the Fun Hands-On Learning store website. I will leave a link below to that if you're interested. Today what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about how you can use the reference cards or the reference charts that come with the bundle. There's just 4 of them, and they each represent the different types of speech that are part of this activity bundle. So I'm going to talk to you about how you can use these for instruction, and then I'm going to show you one of the noun activities. In fact, it's the very first noun activity. I'm going to show you that when I'm done talking about the instruction. So when I talk about teaching students, I have kind of 2 main parts to all of my lessons. And I'm going to write those up here for you in case you want to write this down. This might be something you want to keep in mind as you're teaching your students. All right, so the first thing I always think about is the instruction. I'm going to write that down. So the first part of teaching anything is instructing the student in what you want them to know, to get the knowledge. And then the second part is the application. All right, so when we think about instruction, we're thinking about knowledge. And when we're thinking about application, we're thinking about doing, applying, right? That comes from the word application, to apply. So the first thing I do is I'm going to instruct them on what the subject is. So for our purposes, we are instructing them on parts of speech, right? So we're going to take one day and we're going to instruct them or first introduce them to what a noun is. And so another thing I'm going to put under instruction besides knowledge is I'm going to put introduce. Okay, intro. We're going to introduce them to the subject matter. And then under application, those are the activities. So all of these different hands-on activities that I've been showing in my videos, that is the application part, and those come second. So you want to instruct first, apply and do second. And our application can sometimes be a worksheet. I know people, this is Fun Hands-On Learning that you are watching, so all of my activities that I show you are hands-on, but there is a place for applying your knowledge through writing. And so worksheets might come in there, your hands-on activities will come in the application part. So you've got activities, you might have writing, you might have reading, depending on your subject matter. It's something that they do. So when you think about application, I actually want you to think of the word verb, because application is doing, okay? And then instruction is knowledge. It's you're introducing the subject matter. So you want to put maybe subject matter here. All right, now, if you were listening, which one comes first? What do we do first? Do we apply our knowledge first, or do we instruct first? We want to instruct first. So instruction is number 1, first thing we do, and application is number 2, the second thing we do. All right, my kids are being really loud in the background, but I hope you got a little bit out of that. Let's move on, and these charts that come with this hands-on grammar are for using during your instruction. Okay, you can use them during application if students need to go back and refer to them, but they're mainly used basically for your instruction. Okay, so they're to help you instruct. So on the first day of teaching nouns, I'm going to pull out this chart and I'm going to say to my students, so today we're going to talk about words that we call nouns. What is a noun? Well, nouns are certain words in sentences or when we read. And those words are people, places, things, and animals. So let's look at our chart here. A noun is a person. A noun is a place. A noun is a thing. A noun is an animal. Now I would have my chart right in front of them. If you're a classroom teacher, you would probably have it on the board. But if you are working with a small group, or you're working one-on-one, you're a homeschool parent, I would have the chart right in front of them so that students can practice this themselves. And what I would have them do is I would have them repeat after me. A noun is, and as they say it, they're going to take an object, any object you have. I've got buttons here, so let's try it with buttons. They're going to take an object, and this is part of memory practice. So you guys who have been watching my videos for a while now know that I'm very into building muscle memory in our students. So this is going to be a muscle memory activity, and we're going to do, so this is actually, you're going to be doing something during the instruction part of your lesson. That's okay too. Sometimes we don't just talk, we actually do while we're instructing. That's all right. That doesn't mean we're in our application part. We're not, we're in our instruction still. Okay, so we're going to say, a noun is, the student is going to repeat after you. A noun is a person. And they're going to put a little object there. It's going to, this helps them, especially students, like let's say you have a student on the spectrum, you have a student that just needs that reinforcement of doing while they're hearing. So it's a visual piece. Okay, so we said a noun is a person. They're repeating after you. A noun is a place. They're going to say a noun is a place. A noun is a thing. A noun is a thing. They're going to place one on there. A noun is an animal. A noun is an animal. Okay, so they repeated after you, and they placed an object on each one as they did it. Now you're going to say, all right, so I'm going to say a sentence, and you are going to cover up person, place, or thing as I say the sentence. So getting them used to finding the words in a sentence. So I'm just going to use little cars for this particular portion of the instructions. So, all right, so you're going to say, Sally is my sister. And you might have a student say, or if you're working one-on-one, they're going to say Sally. Okay, yes, Sally is my sister. We're going to put an object over the person, because in that sentence the noun was a person. All right, here's my next sentence. Let's go to the store. What is my noun in that sentence? My noun is what? Can you find a person, place, or thing or animal in that sentence? And hopefully your students would say store. Store is a place. All right, we're going to cover up place. Do you see what I'm doing here? So as we're introducing it, we're also sort of applying it because the student is working with you. But you want them to be making connections here. So that's what you're going to do for each of them. So on another day when you introduce verbs, you're going to do the same thing. Of course, you want memory practice first. So what you're going to do is, a verb is an action, something we do. So, student, please repeat after me. Verbs are actions. And then your student would say, verbs are actions. Verbs are what we do. Verbs are what we do. Verbs are actions. Verbs are actions. Verbs are what we do. Verbs are what we do. Okay, we repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Okay, so you want to repeat, repeat, repeat. You're going to do the same thing with pronouns. You're going to do the same thing with adjectives when you get there. But just giving you that application piece, you can use these for your instruction when you first introduce the concept. So pull these out, and then pull these out again when your students are doing the activities. They're doing the application part. Pull these out again in case they need a reminder. So if they're applying what you taught them and they forget what a noun is, or they can't do the activity, pull this out again and say, okay, let's go back and let's look. A noun is a person, place, thing, or animal, and have them repeat. A noun is a person, place, thing, or animal. After they have repeated, then they can go back to the activity and continue on. All right, so let's get into one of these activities. So now I'm going to get into our application process. I just wanted to give you kind of an idea on I have a lot of talkers here. Sorry if it's really loud in the background. My son just turned 7 months old. Well, the baby just turned 7 months old, and he's talking away back there with my one that just turned 2. Okay, so what was I saying here? So I just wanted to kind of show you the charts that are part of this bundle. There's just 4 of them. They're just real simple. I laminated mine and I put them on. Thank you. You don't need those. I put them on a book ring. So I can take them off if I want, or I can keep them on this book ring. I'm going to close this up because my 2-year-old is just about to get into these. Okay, and let's move on. Let me show you application, and let me show you one of the activities. Okay, we're moving on to our application. Application part of our lesson is the doing part, right? So we've done the instruction part of our lesson, and now we're on to the application part. This activity is called Bowling for Nouns. This is one of the activities that comes in this bundle. And Okay, now with this activity, what I did is I put the mat inside one of these plastic sleeves. I bought these sleeves off of Amazon. If I can find the link, I'll try to remember to leave it in the description box below. But basically you can just search for dry erase sleeves and you should be able to find these. I love them so much. It has saved me because I don't have to laminate all my mats anymore. I just put them in the sleeves. All right, so you're gonna have a mat for this activity and then 2 different types of cards. We're going to be bowling in this particular activity. I have cards here with the bowling pins and words, and then I have cards here with the bowling bags, and on the bowling bags is a picture. All right, so students are going to take a word card and place it on their mat. All right, they're going to be bowling for this word. Is this word a noun? Is it a person, place, or thing or animal? Is it a person, place, thing, or animal? Catch. No, catch is not a person, place, or thing or animal. So we're going to take that off of our mat. Let's grab the next one. Library. Is library a person, place, thing, or animal? Yes, library is a place. So then we can go ahead and look through our bowling bags. And we're going to look for library. That's a church. And that's a zoo. We're gonna look for our library. Where are you, library? Haha, there's a boy in a library. We're going to put that one on our mat, and now we have made a match. Now we're gonna continue on. Grab the next card. Teachers. Teacher, a person, place, thing, or animal? Yes, teacher is a person. So then we're gonna look through our cards again, and look, it's right on top, teacher. We're gonna place that here. So if the students grab a card that is not a noun, they're going to set it off to the side. My next one is not a noun. Fast is not a noun, so I would set that off to the side. So they're gonna go through each of their cards, matching up their cards to matching up their bowling pins to their bowling bags, I guess is what these are. And matching up only the nouns, people, place, things, and animals. So here's our application part, and you can, as the teacher, oversee this, watch if they're matching them up properly. If you cannot sit with the student, then you can come back later on and go through the cards and see if they matched them all up the way they were supposed to. If you want to challenge higher level thinking students, you could have them write them down after they're done. When they're finished matching them up, then they have a piece of paper here and they can write down all the nouns, excuse me, we're doing nouns today. Write down all the nouns that they found that they matched up. So they'd write down library, write down teacher, and so on. For those students who need an extra step there that are a little bit ahead of the game. Appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. I hope you got something out of this video. Be on the lookout for the next video where I show you another activity, another way you can apply what you're teaching to your students. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.